Okay. So somehow my video messed up. Facebook said I didn't have no connection, but I had a connection, so I don't know. So anyway, back to what we was talking about. Okay. So it is day 7, the last day of the week of our How to Gain Confidence in 30 Days. And so I'm going to start everything over because we got disconnected, but it's all right. And then, so covering from day 1 through 6, day 1 was about what do you like? Just all the questions. What do you like? What do you like to eat? What do you like about yourself? What do you like in your life? What do you like? Day 2 was about what don't you like? What don't you like about yourself? What don't you like about your life? What don't you like in foods, in color, in life? What don't you like? And then day 3 was how do you see yourself? Think and really go through your mind of how you see yourself, your self image, the view of yourself. When you look in the mirror and you just look directly at your body, at your mind, or whatever, how do you see yourself? Through your eyes, through your visual, what's your outlook on yourself? And then day 4 was about what do you really think about yourself. So day 3, right, we covered about what do you see about yourself. That's, what's coming through these visual eyes and a visual image of how you see yourself. And then day 4 is about how do you think of yourself. So when you're not looking in the mirror, when you're not checking around and listening to other people's thoughts, how do you see yourself when you're behind your closed doors, no one's around, no one's there to give you encouragement, no one's there to put you down, none of that. How do you see yourself? So that was day 4. And then I got my notes if y'all see me looking off the side. And then day 4 was, do you like who you are? Why or why not? And we covered this, some people will say, yeah, I like who I am, but you really don't. If you're not treating yourself with respect, if you're not requiring that others treat you with respect, that others embrace who you are because you're not embracing who you are, then you really don't have a good look of how you see or of you liking yourself. Got a little tongue tied for a second. So it's how do you really like yourself? Why or why not? Answer that. Some of the days have actually questions to help you kind of get started on the process of thinking how you see yourself. What do you like? What do you don't like? All those things. And then you just go through it and be honest with yourself. And if you think of a question that's not there, ask yourself that question if you feel it's important to the progress of yourself. So just keep going, ask yourself those questions. And then yesterday, which was day 6, was the question of how do you handle your stresses and how do you handle your successes? So how do you handle stress? One way how you handle one thing, most of the time it's going to be how you handle another thing. Even if it's a happy thing, you're still going to kind of feel like, stressed and very anxious and all those things. And same thing with your stresses, you're going to feel stressed, high anxiety, high anxious. And so you want to think about how you handle all those things and how are you good at it? Are you bad at it? Are you calm? Are you really taking into consideration of your body, of your mind, and the process of everything? So how do you handle your stresses and how do you handle your successes? And that was day 6. So day 7, here we are, the final day of the week and the final part of learning yourself. And like I said, there are 4 pillars to learning yourself. There are 4 pillars to self-confidence, and that's learn yourself, know yourself, love yourself, and trust yourself. In order to do those things, you first must learn yourself and what you like, don't like, who you are not. All these things, you must first learn yourself. And then once in learning yourself, you can fully begin to start knowing yourself. You can't know what you have not learned. So you have to learn yourself first, then know yourself. And then once you get to know yourself, you can finally fall in deep love with yourself and be involved in who you are and where your life is going. And so once you get from knowing yourself, you go to loving yourself and really embracing your greatness and your beauty and your individuality of life and what you have to offer. And then you get to trust yourself. You get to trust that every decision you make is yours, that you made it, and that is the right decision for your life and for those involved in it or around it. And that's basically it, And so, day 7, what do you really want for yourself and why? And so after you went through all of the 6 days, now you can finally decide, okay, so now that I know what I like, what I don't like, how I truly see myself and feel myself, how I think of myself is important. Is now you want to think about, what do you really want for yourself in your life? Do you want to continue on the road that you're continuing on? Do you want to be a better, more mindful you, or you got to see really, what do you want for yourself? And it's a deep question to ask, and it won't be, answered overnight, but it's a very deep question to ask, because in knowing what you really want, you can begin to walk and work towards that. You can begin to share your vision, that it may be created in a reality of which we stand now. And so you really want to take the time. You don't have to rush through it. You don't have to really just going through it, like you just answering questions. You really want to think about this. What do you really want for yourself and your life? And in the process of doing that, sometimes it's important to think about, if you have kids, your future generations, and what you'll be teaching them. What do you want to teach them in life? And how do you want your message to be spread across the world, if you're trying to reach the world, or just to your family, to your friends? How do you want people to see you at the end of the day? And I say, how do you want people to see you? Because when you care for yourself, it shines on the outside. You start on the inside. You can't draw light from the outside. That's not how that works. You can't draw love from the outside. It starts from within, and it pushes and exits out. So you begin to work and build on the inner side. And as that inner side grows, like a tree building, you see the roots going down. As that tree grows on the inner side of you, it begins to push the light and the leaves and the roots and the stems and all those great things on the outside, that others may be touched by it. So in bringing yourself to really thinking about, what do you really want for your life? Do you want people to say, this person was an awesome person? Do you want for you to be able to say to yourself, hey, I gave 110% to my life. I lived my life with love, with passion. I did all I could do, wanted to do, no regrets, And to me, part of living a life with having no regrets, with no wanders, is the fact of gaining amazing self-confidence and being willing to stand and say, hey, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to work for. People think, oh, this, you go through this little stuff and it's going to happen. It's supposed to happen. Self-confidence is built. And that's real honesty. Self-confidence is built. Our parents are supposed to help build it up in us when we're kids. Because from the ages of 1 through 7, or newborn through 7 years old, we are being programmed. The program is naturally being written for us. So if you constantly tell a child, you're beautiful, you're great, you're amazing, you're confident, you can do anything, they're going to believe that and they're going to manifest that throughout their life. But if a child does not have that in the proper way that they need, they're going to feel frustrated and lost because they don't know who they are. They don't have a ground of self. And having a ground of self is where your self-confidence is built, and understanding who you are, what you like, what you don't like, understanding who you want in your life, who you don't want in life, understanding that you create your life. No one else does. No one else can. It is up to you to take control of your life and to live the life that you want to live. And when I finally woke up to the realization of that, is when I really feel like I became a new me. I became this person that was meant to do more, this person that was meant to give more, meant to receive more. They go hand in hand. You give, you receive, you give. It goes hand in hand, but you can't give what you don't have. You can't give love if you don't have it. And you can't have love if you don't know who you are and if you don't love you. You can't require someone to love someone that don't even love themselves. It's not possible. Like I said, because it comes from the inside out. And that goes for every being on this planet. It goes from the inside out. And in processing that, you pull in the energy of others and connect with those who really feel that you are the light that they're looking for, the love that they're looking for. But you have to be that for yourself first. I don't care about if you got family around and they're showing you love and all that. It doesn't matter. I have an awesome family. And for years, I was angry and I was upset due to the programming that I had before. But I wanted to be this happy person, and I wasn't inside. I hated myself inside. I hated that I was so angry. I hated that I had such a bad life. I hated that my father died. I hated so many things. You know, you hate so many things, and that hate grows on the inside of you, and you don't realize how strong it is. Each power is strong, and you can't have one without the other, but you can choose not to let that affect you the way it has in the past. And that's now what I choose. I choose not to let every little thing draw out my energy. I choose not to let every little part decide, oh, just because I'm having a bad day or I feel down today, that I'm not worthy. I can have a bad day. I can have a tearful day, and I can still feel worthy. You know, truthfully be honest, I had a tearful day yesterday, and I had to express to my kids because they're kids, but they were being very bratty, and to them, you know, they were supposed to get their way, and that's not how life works. Unless you don't get nothing out of life unless you earn it, and that's good or bad. If your life is messed up right now, and this is real truth, you have earned it. And not in a mean way. It mean because, you know, when we focus on negative things, that's what we get in our life. So it's a constant push. When you focus on positive things, that's what you get in life. It's a constant push. What you got in life today is due to your past actions, because it takes time for things to build up. And that's why we're doing these 30 days, because it takes time to build up. You know, so my kids took that time yesterday and they built it up, and I was frustrated. And I let them know, I said, you know, right now I'm feeling really underappreciated. And it's time. And I sent everybody to bed. It's time for bed. Brush your teeth. It's time for bed. And I had a moment because I felt frustrated myself because I got frustrated. And so I had a moment I had to take a break. Let some tears loose, because it's okay to acknowledge those feelings. You want to acknowledge those feelings. That's in trusting and knowing and loving who you are. I still have these feelings. I still have this physical being that still drop tears, that still sometimes get stuck in her feelings and got to get in her head and kick her own ass and say, hey, we're not doing that. This is not the life we're wanting and pushing towards to be living. And in doing that, you gain better confidence in yourself and in the growth of who you are, because now you can trust that what's being said is true. And so what's being said is that I can acknowledge being upset. but I don't have to stick in being upset. I'm upset. What can I do to calm myself down? So what I did is I lit some candles. I cleared my energy. I took a shower and I meditated and I calmed my mind. I am in charge of how I feel, what I do, and I am in charge of my self-confidence and my self-love. And if I don't want to have frustration and anger around me, it's my job to fix it. No one else's. I can't tell my kids, oh, you're the reason, I'm just underappreciated. No, I'm feeling at this current second underappreciated. So now it's time to stop it off, whether you're my kid or not. It's time to stop. And it's time for me to get myself back where I need to be so that I can be a better mom, so that I can be a better me, and so that I can be a better wife. It's all important. But even with your kids, sometimes you got to stop it off. Mommy's working on mommy so that mommy can be a better mom. I know I said mommy so much, but that's the truth. That's like the real truth. And once I learned that, even though my kids loved me so much, even though my husband loved me so much, even though my mom, everybody, people love you so much, but you have to love you to really accept their love, because it was so hard to say, how can you love something that I don't even love, that I don't even feel comfortable with? How? It's weird. It's frustrating that you love me so much and I am so fucked up inside. It goes to those bounds. And as you begin, like I said, to build up, you will get it. It's about self-love and self-knowledge and understanding. And when I learned myself, it's been so much easier to deal with stresses, to deal with changing paradigms, which we'll get into that. Changing paradigms. I feel like I am breaking generational curses left and right. And I am setting a new foundation for my future generations so that they may know from the start, you are great. You are an infinite being that is meant to do great things in this world. Based off of your gifts, your love of things, you are meant to share your energy, your light, not someone else's. You're not meant to be a copy image. You're not meant to be, this perfect person, because we're not. We are beautiful the way we are, and we have to learn to accept ourselves in order for others to accept us. But first, it comes from learning yourself. So I get started on that. I went so deep. I don't know why I went that deep, but yeah. I love that, because I really want people to get it. It's so about self-love. It's so about self-love. And if people love themselves more, we could do so much more in this world. So I'm not gonna hold you long. I just went on this whole tangent. But I just felt somebody needed that. So I needed that, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. But I hope it's blessed someone. And I'm going to get up off of here. Check out the 7 videos. If you have not, go back and watch the previous 6. And just keep pushing and understanding that it's a process, and you will get it if you are working diligently towards it. Peace and blessings and prosperity. May blessings be with you always. Have a good day, y'all. And share this video if you think someone may like it. All right? Be blessed.